What is up, YouTube? Today I am coming to you with what I think Mixcraft should add when it comes to making Mixcraft 9. Cause in this one in Mixcraft 8 they didn't really add anything, and I was looking forward to some of the some features. Um, the first thing, I have a whole list here. I'm gonna pull it up. Is a auto fade shortcut key. And for those of y'all who don't know what an auto fade is, it's basically, I'm gonna pull up a track. Let's get this one. Zoom in here. So you go to a clip, and other programs it would be a shortcut key, but what it basically does, it just puts a fade. Oops. On the parts that do not have any sound, just dead space, and it just puts a fade on the beginning and end of the clip, so you don't have to keep doing this. Like, if you guys go on my channel, you see that the mixtape can't enable. I did this. This took up so much time. This took up hours. The way I was doing this, but then I learned how to do gates, and I didn't know. I didn't need to do this anymore. But I still would like to do this for just safety reasons. Sometimes the gates can't get out the clicks, so auto fade would definitely help. You can just come in here, hit one button, and the fades are there. That would definitely help. Um, Next thing is a out knob on the Omni sampler. That is definitely a must. You go to the Omni sampler, pull it up, load a let's load a snare. And what an out knob is, it basically just shortens the sample. The only thing I could do in here is basically change the sound, not the time of it. So, I mean, this attack and release kind of changes the sound, but it doesn't work as well. Like, if I put the release down, it probably gets shorter. Nope, not as short. So, yeah, out now would definitely be good. And also with the Omni sampler, you put a way that you can EQ each one. So like a right click to EQ, because it's just time consuming just having to drag this here, EQ it, bounce the track, drag it back in here. Yeah, that's really time consuming. The only way you can really EQ it is if you only put one in here for one track. I don't like doing that at all. At all. I like, you guys know me. I like to have all my drums in one Omni sampler, hi hats in one Omni sampler, because I can control them all in one clip. I don't have to keep going between clips and stuff. All right, next is stress the tempo. I think that they have this. I'm not sure, but I seen it on a video. It will basically be like a beat or something. Let me pull on. I'm pulling the sample. Let me just go to drum sample. All right, cool. And basically, what it would do is you would like drag this. It's gonna loop it, but imagine if I drag this and it didn't loop, but it was just stretching the sample all the way there. I had to undo that. Just imagine if I drug it. This is gonna be long. Keep going. And if I see how time consuming this is, stretching it to like two measurements would be very, very fast. I'm all about being fast right now. That would definitely help. So now it's slower. That would help. Oh, another thing is more effects plugins, because Mixcraft, you guys have had these Acustica EQs. The compressors are right, but please change the interface. Like this, I don't even know. I don't even know what type of EQ this is called, but we need a not dynamic parametric EQ. This one doesn't. It's not cutting it. Neither is this. Where's it at? Right here. Neither is this one. Parametric EQ would definitely help. Um, Guys can put put in more. You need a gate in there. A de-esser. De-esser definitely needs to go in here, because there's hardly any free de-essers out there. Let's think about Mixcraft. It doesn't have like a lot of effects, so you basically spend most of your time just gathering samples and effects, and that's been most of my time. All right. Next, more realistic instruments, sounding instruments. Now this one, I didn't really. I was mad that Mixcraft didn't, because every time Mixcraft updates, I always go and check the brass. I always go and see if they have like good brass, like trap brass, or even brass that Skrillex would use, for the EDM people. But they only have like emulations of brass from past analog and synthesizers, and that I would like to see that change. I was looking for brass that kind of sounded like this. Hold on, and this as well. See how realistic that sounds. I could do a lot with that, but still, you could, if you know what you're doing, you can finesse these brasses sound pretty decent if you put like a distortion on them. This is not good. Had this for like since Mixcraft 5. Yikes. Hold on. Let me go to the sim section. Maybe there's some good ones in there. These are all like samples and instruments I would use for like okay. See, these are coming from some synthesizers trying to emulate the brass sound, but it would be way better to just have the brass sound, a more realistic one. Let's see what's next. Easier way to pitch samples in a MIDI window. Okay. This is. Let me show you. This is mainly for the hi hats, cause I like to you know do the low hi hats. Oops, wrong one. Get a hi hat right here. All right, and then double click. I like to get some low hi hats, so I'll just go like this, and maybe I don't know, just like there's no way that I can pitch this, and this is too confusing. This down here, pitch wheel. Let me see if this works. Oh, I just answered my own question. My bad about that, Mixcraft. But still, let's see if I can make it go. I've never used this. I usually just import a hi hat with just a lower. Like if I had this hi hat, I would just import the same one and then come here and then lower it. Like I don't know, -12. -12 is basically a whole octave under. I know you guys heard this hi hat before. So let me see. I don't know if you can go lower than this though. Like with this pitch, you can't really. If when you drag it down here, it's not going any lower. Like to the point that it starts to deteriorate like that. It's not going low like that. So basically, I don't know, just make it go lower, I guess. All right. Next. This one I kind of solved on my own. It's basically like because I have a new computer right now, and when I did have it, plugins would like take up my whole screen. Um, I know Serum and Massive would be the ones to do that. But now that I got this new computer, it's about the same screen size, which is really weird. Like, look at Massive; it takes up the whole screen. Like, it'd be cool to have a way just to minimize it or stretch it down. So it's not taking up the whole screen, so I can have other things on the screen too. Imagine trying to have something over here, like it's barely any space. Um, let's go. Let's see what's next. I already talked about that. Um, Categorize. This is a quick one. It shouldn't be that hard. Uh, so like being able to put different effects in a category or a folder in here. So like it'll be up here and be like make a folder, and then I'll put all the similar sounding effects in here. Like say if it's analog effects in there, or just all reverbs in there, all EQs in there, it'll be way easier. That'll be dope. Keeping it organized, cause I gotta when I'm finding the fact, I gotta sit here and scroll all the way down to find them. It'll be way easier. Okay. Um, Alpha samplers. Oh, this one's a pretty dope one. Dope concept I came up with. Like, cause sometimes I get 808 samples. This is why I make my own 808s. But when you get 808s from drum kits, they're not always tuned to middle C. So when you try to play them, they will be off key, and it's irritating to it's irritating and time consuming to pitch them. Have this one. I'm not even sure if this is tuned to middle C, but my idea would be to like as soon as you drag it in, there will be like a button or option to automatically tune it to middle C. So because middle C, you can get it just right, and then you just go from there, and then use it right away. You don't gotta worry about retuning it and stuff. All right. Why is it still here? Hold on. All right, it's not gonna go away. All right, whatever. Uh, where we at? Where we at? Okay. Better audio rendering quality. You guys accomplished that with Mixcraft 8, but yeah, that could be better as well. There's no reason to stop. Visual audio changing in timeline. Okay. This is mainly when I use compressors. You know how you put effects on, like, all right, I have a whole bunch of effects on here, but I can't like visually see I can only see what this waveform looks like before the effects, right? So in order to see what it would look like after I had these effects on, I would have to bounce this track. Wait for it. All right, I'm gonna mono this. See, you see the difference. Now imagine if like I seen that like just on here on on the original track, so I don't have to bounce it because some it gets messy having to bounce it, and then you have two tracks. So yeah, that's an idea. It's like when you're doing something as far as effects or changing the dynamics, you can see the whole clip change. That'll be dope. Cause I am it's a bad habit, but I'm a visual mixer as much as I'm a listening mixer. Where am I at? Okay, options. Options to EQ. Already did that. Oh, swing knob. On the MIDI. Uh, Going back to the hi hats. So, what a swing knob is, FL Studio has it. In this way, Mixcraft kind of has it, but they don't have it. They have you have to click it in when you're doing either quantization or humanized. So this is gonna this is a robotic hi hat pattern. It's hitting on every beat. So what a swing would do, it would delay them just a little bit so it can sound more realistic, like a human played it. So you would click swing, and then click in the percent. Now it's more human like. It would just be helpful just to, instead of clicking it in, you just have a knob right here and you just pull it to the right, how much swinging, so you don't have to keep going into quantize, swing, click it down, you know. All right. Oh, this is for people that do not know how to get kits for the Omni sampler. It's just like a hip hop or trap kit. I would prefer more trap kit because I think trap is its own genre by now. But this one is nah. Need a trap kit. That would definitely help. All right. What else? That was a quick one. I already talked about this tap tempo. Tap tempo is definitely a need. Um, Basically tap tempo is, say if I had a beat I got from YouTube and I want to align it to the track, but I don't know the tempo. I would basically let the beat play like this and just keep clicking until the metronome is on key. So I would just be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the metronome would get on key with me. BPM of the song from my tapping, then that's a good tool. Dry wet knob on effects. This one, let's see. I know you can do this with the send tracks, but it's just an idea. So if I have like a compressor on like a crush mode, and I come, let's see, like a dry wet knob, like there would be a knob here, and I would turn it down for like all the effects, all the effect all the way on, and then down, kind of blended in, sort of like how these, I don't know how to say this, Categorize audio plugins have. This is a wet knob. You turn it all the way here, it's the whole effect. Here it's just the dry signal, just vocal. same thing with the effects. So you would just like turn it all the way here is wet, here dry. Simple. Um, Better processing quality. Went over that. Mixcraft 8 has good processing quality. Sometimes I will render my beats out in Mixcraft 8. MIDI keyboard scale finder. This one is because sometimes I just get it gets irritating trying to find a scale. So I know if I need to know the scale, what notes are in C minor, I would have to go to G snap and go like C minor. And now these are the notes that's in C minor, but you could make it as though like you can that can happen in the MIDI window. Like put a drop down right here like with keys and stuff, and then you'll automatically play C minor. That'll be very helpful. And yeah, I guess this wraps up what I think Mixcraft 9 should have. Follow me on Instagram at Iamdices. SoundCloud is at Dices. And doing a mixing and mastering services. 10 for mastering, 20 for mixing, 30 for both. I'm also doing cover arts, thumbnails, banners, um, artwork, you what have you. I'm doing those for $5 now. Yeah. And so just hit me up on my email. It should be in the description. Like, comment, and then subscribe if you like this video. And I'm out.